I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net here in New York City, and we have Andrew Brodkey, the CEO of Pan American Lithium. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you, John.
And you are currently at Tucson, Arizona in your offices, right?
That's correct.
Okay, sir. We were talking earlier that you just came back from the mining conference. Tell us about the event.
This is a yearly lithium mining conference that's hosted by Metals Bulletin, which is an organization out of the United Kingdom. And every year it rotates venues. First year it was in Santiago, Chile. Then it went to Las Vegas, Toronto, and then this year was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is a good location since a lot of the planned lithium production in the world is in what's called the Puna Triangle, which geographically takes into consideration parts of Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile. This conference was attended, I think, probably by about 200 or 250 participants. Many companies made presentations. There was a lot of information on supply and demand trends, and overall, a very, very rosy picture for lithium consumption, lithium pricing, the lithium industry in general. It's very healthy. It's something that we hope that the broader markets will take notice of, so that many of the lithium stocks, companies like myself who have not been treated very well in the market recently. That is, a lot of companies have been hit hard by the market. We hope that that trend will reverse and will become again in favor in terms of the investing public.
Okay, with regards to the market not doing well right now, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'm just talking about the share prices for lithium production companies, and more specifically, junior lithium exploration companies such as Pan American. Overall, the sector, I think it's symptomatic of what's been happening to smaller microcap mining stocks and smaller microcap stocks overall. There's just been less trade volume over the counter market, and in the corresponding Toronto venture exchange market. There just hasn't been as much volume. And share prices for companies in our industry haven't been as healthy as they've been in the past. But we think that trend will reverse, and I think particularly as there's been more information and more recognition in the market that lithium is a commodity that has a very, very strong future, a very bright future. The fundamentals in terms of supply and demand are there, and we hope that the retail investors and people that are on the street and people that are interested in mining plays, as they learn more about what we think are very good news for the lithium industry, we'll see more investment in companies like ours, like Pan American.
Okay, the lithium market, the market conditions, right? There's not a lot of manufacturing going on.
No, that's absolutely not the case, John. What we're seeing is, in fact, demand trends and supply trends very, very broadly going up and very strongly. So let me give you some numbers to chew on. In 2009, the annual consumption of lithium carbonate, that's the type of lithium that goes into batteries, which is the biggest growing segment of the lithium consumption industry. Anyway, that was 100,000 metric tons a year. That's of lithium carbonate. That was 2009. Fast forward to last year, 2011, and we're up to 150,000 tons per year of lithium carbonate consumption. That's a 50% increase over 2 years. Most people that estimate the demand, and there are a lot of guys out there, a lot of expert firms that spend their time analyzing supply and demand trends and looking at consumption of lithium carbonate in various applications, all the way through greases and solvents and what have you, to the lithium batteries that go into electric vehicles and laptops and computers, have come up with different numbers, but they generally range from about 250,000 tons to 300,000 tons a year of lithium carbonate consumption by the end of this decade, by 2020. So we're going to see the market grow by at least another 50% over the next 6 to 7 to 8 years. And that number then becomes, in the eyes of most predictions, as much as 500,000 tons per year of lithium carbonate by the year 2025. The fundamentals are there. The consumption is there. Every time you turn around and you look at somebody on the street carrying an iPhone or listening to an MP3 player or carrying a portable personal computer, a laptop computer, every one of those applications uses a lithium ion or some sort of a lithium battery. Lithium in the segment of the car industry, in terms of today, partial electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, all the way up to full electric vehicles. You're seeing a huge emphasis on the consumption of lithium in these sorts of newer applications. And perhaps the biggest one yet that is yet to be tapped is the use of lithium storage batteries for electricity in the grid that supplies electrical power to your home and to your business, and those sorts of uses. We're seeing lithium batteries being developed and ultimately will be used in a way that they've never even been thought of previously. So the demand and the need for lithium in these sorts of uses is exponentially increasing along the lines of what I've described.
And pretty much, again, going back to the conference, I just wanted to get a sense of what the other mining companies are also talking about. What are their concerns? What are their outlook within the industry? What have you heard so far? I mean, this is an unofficial, unscientific thing. I just wanted to get a sense of what are you guys talking about during your conference.
Well, it's all upbeat. Every one of the existing producers, there's four major ones, are in expansion modes. They are taking lithium production from their current projects, their current properties, and they're undergoing engineering for expansion at almost every one of their facilities by a factor of 20 to 30%. And newer entrants into the market, such as Pan American and other competitors, are moving the exploration and the development of their projects along so that we can bring them ultimately online. Even the major producers today, this wasn't the case 3 or 4 years ago, but today, even the four largest producers concede and acknowledge that there's going to be space in the industry for new entrants, such as my company.
So where are you now with your company?
We're in exploration. We are trying to bootstrap ourselves up by putting money into the ground and exploring our properties and advancing them to the stage that we can declare that they've reached bankable feasibility. Part of our problem, John, is it's sort of a wealth of riches. We have so many projects that we had to spend some time prioritizing and determining which of the 11 projects in Chile, for example, gave us the most likely opportunity to bring an ultimately productive commercial project into play. So after getting through some initial work at a number of our different sites, we prioritized, and we have 3 or 4 projects that are really at the top of our list, and led by a project at the second largest lithium brine salar in Chile, which is called the Salar de Pedernales, where we have a very good land position and we control the water rights at that salar. And we will, during 2012, be focusing a lot of our exploration efforts at that particular location, the Salar de Pedernales. We also have another project which is probably the most advanced of our projects, which is called Laguna Verde. That project has a resource estimate based on work that was done in 2010. It's a little bit different project in that it's a surface lake. It's an actual lake that contains lithium brines. Most projects that we have, and most of that our competitors have as well, are subsurface brines projects that could take a lot of drilling and a lot of background exploration, geophysics, and other information needs to be gathered to determine whether you can ultimately put wells in and pump them to have a realistic lithium project. But in our case at Laguna Verde, it's a surface lake. It's 100% porous. The brines are looking at you in the face. It's a very deep lake with a big volume, and we are fortunate enough to take that to a resource estimate early. It's not necessarily it's our most advanced project, but may not be our best project because the grade of lithium isn't quite as high as some of our other projects, such as at Salar de Pedernales. And we've got 2 or 3 others. One's called Laguna Brava, which is close to Laguna Verde. Another one at the large Salar de Maracunga, where we control all the water rights. And there are 3 in total. There are probably, like I said, 4 or 5 that are realistically they have a chance to be ultimately producing commercial projects, and they all need exploration. So that's what we're trying to focus on during the year 2012.
Any closing statements?
No, I appreciate the chance to visit with you again, John, and to tell people about Pan American. We do have, as I think I mentioned earlier, 11 projects in Chile. Chile is probably the world's foremost favorable jurisdiction to have a mining project in. We're blessed with the riches of so many projects, and we're tasked now with the obligation to move ahead and really this year put some shoulder to the wheel here to get more information in on our projects. We've got a good engineering firm called Montgomery and Associates Hydrologists, which are based out of Tucson, where I live, who are very, very expert in this regard on South American lithium brines projects. They're hired. They're ready to go. We're ready to drill. This year will be a very, very important one for Pan American Lithium, and we hope to be able to keep the market advised as good information keeps coming back on the exploration we're doing at our mining projects in Chile.
And definitely do keep us informed as to the development. And we always love to have CEOs here, and then that way we can discuss the company in detail, some more additional questions that wasn't covered in the past, and definitely to follow the progress of the company. And that's Andrew Brodkey, the CEO of Pan American Lithium, joining us from Tucson, Arizona. And I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net in New York City.